Well, 4:44 in the afternoon. This is the video for the 5th day of January in 2014. And I've been sitting here for about 20 minutes waiting for 4:44. I almost started at 4:33, but then I thought, no, I want to ground this energy. And 4:44 to me means grounding the energy on Earth. The title for today is In 2014, Neutrality is a Crime Against Life Itself. There are those, and I was in that misguided camp myself for a time, who portray neutrality as a level of spiritual achievement for advanced souls. These reject 3D manifestations, which is what most call reality, as mere illusion, choosing to see whatever happens as God's will. Well, I want to go on record loudly and clearly. If it's God's will for people to suffer injustices and countless crimes against life, I hate that God with a fiery passion. He, she, it is a sadist and the father-mother of terrorism and tyranny. I just watched and totally agree with Josie Outlaw's video, When Resistance Becomes Duty. Those who do not see this are themselves committing crimes against not only humanity, but life itself. And I include the link to Josie's video. It's interesting that what triggered this, and then I saw the video afterwards, was Neil Dyer posted on my wall a very long post again on Facebook, and he closes it with this statement. I see the possibilities. Wait, I'll go back. Trust me, I have a long way to go myself in reprogramming my reaction to people commanding authority. But I see the possibilities and strive every day to learn to come from a neutral place every day, and I am getting better and better at it. Smiley face. Good for you, Neil. As I said in my blurb, I sat under Louis Garcia, Lulu, when he talked about the importance of neutrality as spiritual development. And when I first met my friend Steve Hart, that's the place that I was. I thought that being neutral was somehow a superior moral position. Then I got arrested, violated with battery against me, assault in my own home without lawful paperwork, without lawful authority. I've seen the courts try to take my property away from me, and they have no lawful authority to do so. I've seen them try, and I've stood up to them. If I didn't resist, I would not be in my home. I would probably be homeless. I would not be making videos. I would not be able to provide a shelter for my daughter and her family, as difficult as that is for me. But the point is, I go on record not only against the governments that have instituted this tyranny in America and around the world, but I go against a God that allows this shit to keep on happening and not doing anything. And when Aristo says that the Mayans see it taking, 40, 50 years more, going into 2050 or 2060 or something like that, whatever Aristo said in the video that's airing today, I think to myself, if God allows this to go past 2014, I hope he strikes the fuck me dead, because I don't want to be on this planet knowing the things that I know about how corrupt and sick our system is and not have heaven help us. I don't want to be on this planet. I don't want to be in this body. I don't want to be anywhere. I want snuff me out of existence forever and ever and ever as if I never was. Because I don't approve of the bullshit that goes on in this world where injustice is called justice, where medicine is actually making people sick, where governments do commit crimes against humanity with impunity, day in and day out, week after week, month after month, year after year, and get away with it. And no one is held accountable. No karma comes, and people do not reap what they sow. No, instead they get away with it. Now you may say, Ron, that's grace. Okay, it was grace when I was ignorant. It's not grace now that I know a level of truth. I don't say I know all the truth, because I don't. I don't think anybody does. But I know a level of truth, and I know evil when I see it, and I'm not neutral, and I don't think it's right to be neutral. I think it's incompetent to be neutral. It's immoral, it's unethical to be neutral in the face of injustice, in the face of governments posing as authority figures, posing as our saviors even. Give me a freaking break. The government only takes. It doesn't provide. It doesn't give. It takes what's ours, subverts it for its own uses, and then gives us privileges. Give me a break. That system sucks. And if you want to keep on going, and if you think everything is the way it's supposed to be and God's will is being worked out, well, good for you. God's will to me will never be worked out until we get it, and until we are provided the help to let those of us that see the problem to do something about it and to repair the problem with authority, with, what's the word that I'm looking for? It's the big word. It's the big word. I can't think of it in this minute, and I hate it when that happens. It's when you can back it up. You can make a law and you back it up. And I can't think of the freaking word right now. It's like it went and flew out of my mind, as the one little girl said to me, I was going to say something to you, but the words dropped right out of my brain. Or some cute little saying like that. And that's how I feel. Enforcement, that's the word. We need global, cosmic enforcement for natural law, because the law of the jungle doesn't work, Neil. And grace doesn't apply anymore. I'm pronouncing right now, no more grace for criminals. No more grace for anyone that tries to uphold the old paradigm and tries to uphold the old system of corruption and of decay and of falsification and crime and Ponzi schemes, and it just reeks to high heaven what our government does to us, and most people still aren't even aware of it. And it reeks to high heaven that nothing is done about it from a cosmic level, from a spiritual level. And neutrality is far, far away from grounding the truth. It's far away from taking moral responsibility and moral action to remedy and right the wrongs of our culture, of our world, of the system in the matrix. It's time for humanity to wake up, but it's also time, if there's a God, and I believe there is, if there's a God, to either shit or get off the pot. You've brought your creation this far and you've allowed us to wake up. Now let's get on with it. Let's not drag it out for more years and more decades and stuff like Aristo was saying at the Mayan calendar. We need to do it now. This is unwritten territory. We're in uncharted territory. Let's not wait a long time as we measure time, not as the gods measure time, as we measure time in 2014. Let's get this thing moving, and let's get it over with in the respect, not that everybody's going to be all of a sudden evolved and fully awakened. No, I don't expect that to happen in 2014, but I do expect in 2014 the criminals to start getting arrested, the criminals to start being given the opportunity to really repent and turn from their insane, crazy ways. And I don't care if they're archons or demons or devils or lucifers or whatever they are, anywhere in the cosmos. If God is God, let God be God, let prime source be prime source, and let's get the natural law working for humanity and working for life. I don't know where we're going, and I don't expect it all to happen in 1 year, but I expect some things to happen in 1 year. I expected it to happen in 2011. I expected it to happen in 2012. I expected it to happen in 2013. It's 2014 now, and it's time to either get on with this and do something. God, do something. I'm willing to do what I do, and I raise my voice. Josie the Outlaw raises her voice. Many people around the globe are raising our voice. We are decreeing an end to the criminal cabal that's been running the world's financial system, running the world's government systems, running the world's medical systems, running the world's education systems, running the world's media systems, running the world's everything systems that makes any difference. We need to have people be presented the truth, and we need to have all the hindrances, all the resistances to truth to be knocked down and taken out. As Josie the Outlaw said, a mother bear. If its cub is threatened, it will do whatever is necessary to protect that cub. And that's true of most mammals and maybe even some birds. Yes, it's true of birds. I don't think it's true of all living things. I don't think it's true of insects. I don't think it's true of some of the lower levels of life. But it's true of mammals. It's true of birds. I'm not sure how fish are. I don't know. There's a lot of things I don't know. But this I do know. I know injustice when I see it. I know crimes against humanity when I see it, because I understand what natural rights are, and they were granted by our Creator, the prime source, if you will. And whatever the gods that came in and interfered, let those gods repent of their criminality. Maybe it advanced, maybe it did advance evolution and speed it up a little bit with all the negativity and all the contrast. But it's time not to end contrast, but it's time to stop the insanity of allowing people who do not have a heart of love and a heart of compassion and a heart of wisdom. Let those people that have risen to these positions be curtailed and removed from those positions, so that people that do have a heart and do have a vision for life can fulfill that vision and get on with producing a world that works for everybody and creating together a world that is sustainable, where we do not strip the earth, where we replenish the earth and we replenish life on the earth, and life feeds life and replenishes life, and let the natural cycles return, and stop the craziness of corporations and legal fictions and all this other bullshit, which is total. We need to be in anarchy to that. We need to be resistant to that. And we need to know that exists. It's an evil, and it exists in our world, and we can't keep letting it go on. If we do, we're committing a crime. We're committing a crime against life. We're not even protecting ourselves, let alone the planet, let alone the animals that are being abused in the modern farming system, and the plants that are being abused, and life that is being abused by putting poison in the atmosphere, and poison in the ground, and poison in the water, and poison in our people, and poison in our physical bodies, even the bodies of our animals and of our plants. We're poisoning them against nature. And the people that run companies like Monsanto and DuPont and Midland Daniels, or whatever it is, all these companies that do these things, every single high up official needs to be arrested that hold those positions. Everybody that's in Wall Street and high up banks and international banks and stuff like that, they all need to be arrested and brought to trial for their crimes against humanity, for buying government and undermining the truth and undermining the media. I mean, so many institutions need to be brought to bear. There needs to be tens of thousands of high up officials arrested, and that needs to happen this year. And police need to be retrained, and soldiers need to be retrained to know what their oath of office is supposed to be, and to make sure that they abide by the oath of office to protect, not just in the United States, the Constitution and the rights protected by the Constitution, but the Declaration of Human Rights from the United Nations, so that all nations, everywhere, people have a right to peace. They have a right to certain things, and those are outlined. We know what those rights are. We know what the unalienable and unalienable rights are. We know them. So why aren't we standing up for our rights, and why are we allowing people that claim to have authority to take those rights from us with impunity and not raising our voice, not doing anything about it when homes are being stolen, when people's lives are being shredded and wrecked because of insanity, because of psychopathic individuals in high places? It's time to stop that shit. It's time to fix the problem. And it's not time to be neutral. 2014, neutrality is a crime against life itself. Hear me, everyone that's been falsely indoctrinated with the New Age bullshit that somehow neutrality is a high level of consciousness. Bullshit. It's a low level of consciousness, and it just is an escape clause to allow you not to take responsibility for what's going on in your world and around you, and maybe even in your own life, where you just acquiesce and give up. Well, let's not give up. Let's stand tall and let our voices be heard, and let our will be known, and let it resound throughout the outer reaches of the cosmos itself, till all creation knows Earth people have had enough bullshit for millennia upon millennia upon millennia, and it's time to end this bullshit and get on with reconciliation and redemption and reclaiming our natural birthright and reclaiming that which is ours and creating the heaven that we were promised by our gods. Let's not just go for the promise. Let's make the promise real. Let's manifest it. Let's make sure that we draw to us the help that we need and get the job done. Thank you for listening. Namaste.